What is the size of coffee market in India? Now, at first, this may sound like a very random question, but believe me, these kind of guess estimate questions form part of consulting and other interviews. And this particular question was a part of a Big Four interview. Now, as the name suggests, guess estimates is basically coming up with a logic to make educated guesses. And in this case, let us walk us through on what kind of steps will we structure to come up at the coffee market of India. Now, to make an estimate as to how big India's coffee market actually is, we need to make certain assumptions. First, we need to assume as to how many people do actually drink coffee. Secondly, we need to assume that how much amount of coffee do they consume. And third, we need to calculate the actual value of coffee being consumed by them. Now, this may sound like a very complicated procedure, but let me walk you through a step-by-step approach to calculate this and come up at the coffee market of India. To calculate this, we will take a top-down approach. So at the top, let us assume that India's population is 1.4 billion people. In the next step, we will assume the number of people who drink coffee amongst the entire population of India. Now, we will consider relevant factors such as coffee is generally consumed in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. So, taking this into account, let us assume that 20% of India population or 280 million people consume coffee. Out of this, we assume that each and every person drinks about 10 cups of coffee in a month. So, we calculate the monthly consumption as 280 million into 10 cups of coffee, that is 2.8 billion. And an yearly consumption as 2.8 billion cups per month into 12 months as 33.6 billion cups per year. In the fourth step, we estimate the price per cup of coffee. So let us assume that at home it costs approximately rupees 5, at a coffee shop it costs approximately rupees 150, and the weighted average comes out to be approximately rupees 30. Now, in final step, we use this to calculate the entire market size of coffee. And we can see that the yearly consumption of 33.6 billion cups into 30 rupees per cup of coffee gives us the total market size of 1008 billion or USD 11.8 billion. In a similar manner, why don't you calculate as to how many iPhones are sold in India per year? Write your approach and solutions in the comments. Follow me for more such interview tips and please share this with your friend who might be preparing for interviews.